Monday Makeup Lesson is part 5 of our eye shape series. In this video, we're going to be focusing on mascara application and choosing the right style of false eyelashes based on your eye space. Now, before we get into that, if you're new to the Makeup Chair channel and you enjoy tutorials like this, then I might suggest hitting the subscribe button below. It's totally free. And if you're already subscribed, then thank you and welcome back. Now let's get started. In our previous video, we talked about finding our eye spacing and how to adjust eyeshadow application depending on the eye space we have. The shape of your lashes can also have a huge effect on the overall look and the shape of the eyes. Even if you don't want to apply eyeshadow, you can use mascara and false eyelashes to create a look, and it can still make a huge difference. False eyelashes in particular can complete a look, complement it, or it can actually ruin the look depending on the style you choose, especially when it comes to your eye spacing. So let's quickly refresh on both eye spacing and eyeshadow placement. So whether you are hooded, round, or any other eye shape, you still fit into one of 3 categories: average, close, or wide. This refers to the distance between the eyes. The so-called average spacing between the eyes is the width of one eye length apart. If it's less than one eye length apart, it's considered close set. If it's more than one eye length apart, it's considered wide set. So we took the measurement of one eye, placed it in the middle to see where it landed, and if you found you were poking yourself in the eye, chances are you have a close set. If you had a little room on either side, chances are you have a wide set. And if it fits quite snugly right in the middle, then you have an average eye space. That's just a quick recap. You can watch part 1 of the series for more details on this. Now, just because something is referred to as average doesn't mean it's the most ideal or the best or the most beautiful. All eye shapes are beautiful in their own way. Average should really just be thought of as a base point to work from. For instance, we used an average eye spacing as a starting point when we discussed eyeshadow placement. For average, it looked like this. We then adjusted it for close set, so it changed to this. And again for wide set, which adjusted it to this. These imaginary lines create the right angle and shape to follow for a balanced look when applying eyeshadow, and we can use a similar guide for applying mascara and choosing lashes. Starting with an average eye, to find the end point for applying eyeshadow, we use the edge of the nose, eye, and brow, and blend inwards from this point. But how far do you blend it in? Well, we use the inner tear duct area to create a parallel line. Keeping the eyeshadows between these 2 points creates an angle and a guide for basic eyeshadow application. Basic mascara and lash application follow a very similar shaping. Starting on the inner corner, sweeping upwards, and as it gets to the outer edge, it's a little longer and flared upwards from shorter to longer lashes, and the lashes stay within these 2 imaginary lines with a little flare on the outer part. Now for close-set eyes, or if you wish to elongate an average eye space, you can follow this technique. So close-set eyes typically have a natural darkness on the inner corner as the eyes are set closer to the nose. So we want to add some lightness on that inner corner while drawing the eyes outwards. The start point for our placement lines use the dimple of the nose, this time the edge of the eye, and it doesn't reach the brow. The nose and the eye create the angle going upwards towards the temple. For the inner edge, we use the same theory as an average, creating a parallel line on that inner corner, leaving us with these 2 lines and this angle. So for lashes, we want to pull the eyes apart from the nose and add some lightness on that inner corner. The easiest way to do this is to barely coat the inner lashes with mascara, keeping it really close to the lash line and focus on the outer edge, pulling the mascara up and out. Following the same guidelines as we do for eyeshadow. Stay within these 2 imaginary lines with a little flare on the outer part. For false eyelashes, choose a pair that is longer on the outer edge, so a pair with a flare, or use half lashes to add some lightness to the inner corner and a focus on the outer edge, which will elongate the eyes and pull them apart. Lashes to avoid would be any pair that is the same length the whole way across or too heavy on the inner corner. So I always say to try out different styles to better understand why something works and then why it doesn't. Moving on to wide set eyes, or if you want to create more of a rounder appearance, you can follow this technique as well. So wide set eyes typically have a natural lightness on the inner corner as the eyes are set further from the nose. Our eyeshadow placement lines are similar to an average, using the edge of the nose, eye, and brow, but keeping it a little tighter, and this creates more of a vertical lift of the eye and pulling them together. For the inner corner, we use the same theory as average, creating a parallel line on that inner corner but nudging it slightly over so it's a little closer to the nose. For lashes, we want to close the eye space. The easiest way to do this is to apply mascara in an upwards and inwards motion rather than that's a really hard thing to say, rather than the traditional up and outwards motion. Lashes should be the same fullness the whole way across and avoid any flared edges. Lashes that are longer in the middle are best for creating a rounder shape and pulling the eyes together. If you're struggling to find lashes that don't have a flare, trim them and stop them a little shorter on the outer edge, and use mascara to lengthen your natural lashes on the inner corner, and this will create a shorter look for the eye and add some balance. But again, try out all the styles, average, close, wide set, because it will help you understand what will and won't work. Little adjustments can make a huge difference, especially when it comes to lashes, as they frame the look. Now, we focus today on the theory behind it, but I will be doing videos on lash application and different looks for each eye space. So if you'd like to see that, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about lashes, definitely let me know as well, and I'll try and cover that in our next video. Check back soon for more in this series, and check the information box for the full playlist. And as always, be kind to yourself, my friend, and I will see you in the next one.